After the incredible PlayStation showcase, a lot of you are probably hungry for your next look at Final Fantasy XVI. And thankfully, Square Enix have released small clips and extra information about the systems in the game that varies from the combat to the settings, so with us also being huge Final Fantasy fans and looking forward to this brand new take on the franchise, we think it's the perfect time to go through all of it. We actually did recently have hands-on with the game for a second time, and we will have a bunch of content on the channel when that drops. So if you have any questions about the game, do let us know and we will try to answer them in that video. One of the best things about any Final Fantasy game are the epic summons, and in Final Fantasy XVI it's the epic Eikon battles that pits the classic summon monsters that we've come to know and love against each other, and in new footage uploaded to the Square Enix channel, we get to see a variety of them going down. We know from previous interviews that each of these Eikon clashes have been tailored to be unique from each other to make them feel fresh every time a new one kicks off. This is showcased best with the different scales of the fights themselves. Some of them are just small face-offs 1v1, while others are screen-filling clashes of epic proportions. We even got to see the summon Typhon, which we haven't seen for quite a while in a Final Fantasy game, as the previous time we saw it was back in Final Fantasy VII. But talking about battles of epic proportions, we're out here battling the YouTube algorithm, so hit that like to help us defeat it in this video. We all know that the battle systems of Final Fantasy XVI have drastically changed from what is the series norm of turn-based battles, and it's something that we have been seeing happen gradually over the years more and more, ever since the active ATB system in Final Fantasy XIII to the real-time combat in Final Fantasy VII Remake and Final Fantasy XV. While the new battle system is being helmed by Capcom talent that has worked on games such as Devil May Cry 5, and some of the new clips highlight just how crazy it can get with the Eikon abilities. This is music to our ears, as we've always felt that magic wasn't impactful enough in Final Fantasy XV's combat system. Well, here in this clip you can see players switching between a number of different icons to access their abilities, and we know from previous gameplay demos that the player can have up to 3 icons selected so they can access their abilities. The switch is very dynamic and agile, allowing you to perform it even in the air. The highlight for me is Behemoth's Mega Flare ability, which just looks awesome. But what are you guys liking the look of? San Tetsuken looks pretty crazy and reminds me of Virgil's Judgment cuts. The next clip is for those of you that are new or old-time fans not looking forward to the transition from turn-based to action combat in terms of a gameplay perspective. It is of course a given that after a series has been turn-based for so long and built up a lot of fans around that there's going to be a large number of people that struggle more so with hands-on action systems, and so Square have actually included a story mode which will assign you with accessories called timely accessories. These accessories will simplify the game's systems, such as one-button combos or large dodge windows. We will say, having played the game ourselves without these accessories, if you already have experience in action games, then you probably won't have any issues with the dodge windows and combos. So if you do want a more challenging experience, you can roll with other accessories that give you stat bonuses. But if you just want a lovely story experience with a stress-free life, then you may want to consider throwing a few of these on. Progression is a large part of the Final Fantasy experience. Leveling up and unlocking new powerful spells is a fundamental core pillar of the RPG experience, and in Final Fantasy XVI, that system has been adapted to unlocking skills which will be the core of what you are looking for. Obviously, it isn't a traditional sphere grid or materia system, but players can purchase new skills and level them up and master them, which will also give them access to new combat options. In this clip, it shows the difference between a normal and mastered skill, with the mastered skill changing the way the move works itself. We know that per icon assigned to Clive, we will have access to 3 active abilities and then passives on top of that. Each icon will have a core ability. For example, for Phoenix, it's a dash, which is used to close the distance on enemies. But for Garuda, this is a grapple that can topple even bosses, and probably is one of my favorite things in the game so far. But there's also a way to reflect enemy attacks using certain abilities, so you can look extra cool, so picking a favorite is quite hard. If you do have trouble choosing what abilities to pick though, you can actually have the game do it for you, as there is a recommendation system that will automatically pick the best option for you. But now onto the super important information that everyone will want to know. Can you pet the dog in the game? The answer is yes, you can, but not just that, you can actually turn your dog friend Torgal into a magic-wielding beast that can destroy your enemies. During combat, players will be able to issue various commands to Torgal the dog that can be used to do damages or combos using their own attacks. Torgal is even able to heal Clive if he's in a pinch, which makes him a real good boy and a very versatile companion. If you are a Final Fantasy fan, building your party and having the perfect team is is something you've grown used to. But that doesn't exactly exist the same way in Final Fantasy XVI, and it was one of my biggest questions. How do party members work? Well, we have known for a while now that party members will be AI controlled, and the players will not be able to issue orders to them during normal combat. But from this gameplay clip, they do look very capable. The game is super exciting, and I can't wait to get my hands on the full version. Between this and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I'm pretty happy. And so you get the most bang for your buck. We've rounded together all of the new clips so far, so you can get a chance to see them all the way through. So here we have them for you.
My wounds, boy. There, boy.